all over West Michigan. This is 24-Hour News 8 Football Frenzy.
Day 2 of the season, yet once again opening night across West Michigan. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Football Frenzy. Alongside Zach Stepanek, I'm Larry Figursky. Jack Dole's enjoying some well-deserved time off after his long run in Rio. He'll be back next week. As always, we begin with our spotlights, the first of which was shining on Grand Rapids Catholic Central's brand new Cougar Stadium. CC, which played it on the road or at least at a rental pseudo home for so long now with a sparkling new home field of their own. The Cat with 3,500 seats, all taken tonight. Room to hold close to 10,000 overall. Beautiful facility. As for the game, Cougars entertaining the Pioneers of East Grand Rapids under new coach Casey Longo. Peter Stursma, of course, now off to Hope College. 7-0 CC in the first. That's Jack Brown. The strike to Antonio Strong. He goes the distance. This one will cover 69 yards, and it was a 14-0 Grand Rapids Catholic Central lead in the new digs. Third quarter, same score, but here, bad snap over the head. Michael Malowitz and Anthony Shuckis will recover for 6 in the end zone there for the touchdown. Add 6 more, blocked extra point. It was 20-0 CC in the fourth. East Grand Rapids cut it to 26, but CC would answer again after that touchdown. He's trying to go to the air. Malowitz this time picked off by Max Vicari, and he will take it back 50 yards down the far sidelines. Grand Rapids Catholic Central christens its new building, new field, I should say, with a win 27-6 over East GR.
We didn't have to talk much before the game. They knew it was at stake. They knew this was a one and only opportunity, and just really happy for them. I mean, I'm happy for our community. I mean, you find me a better high school atmosphere anywhere in the state of Michigan than tonight. And so East got the experience that we did, both our communities together. It was fantastic.
Our second spotlight game takes us to the east side of Michigan. The ever-dangerous West Catholic Falcons on the road at Jackson Lumen Christi. Sure to be a dandy. Falcons, Jackson Lumen Christi meeting, and we'll go early first in this one. Jackson deep in their own territory, missed snap, and the safety for West Catholic. It was 2-0. Ensuing kickoff, Connor Bolthouse takes the kick, and then he takes it 75 yards, rumbling to the house. Look at the speed from Bolthouse. Falcons were up 9-0 at that point. Later in the quarter, Falcons driving. David Fox hands off to Preston Boersma. Scores from 5 out, 16-0 Eagles. Then on to the second quarter. Falcons deep in Titan territory. Boersma again, this time from 11 yards out. Falcons all over Jackson Lumen Christi, 30-13.
Spotlight number 3 shining on the Big House in Ann Arbor. 14 high school teams, including 4 from West Michigan, taking part in the season-opening Battle of the Big House. 2 of those 4 going head-to-head today. The Maroon Giants of Kalamazoo Central squaring off with the Bears of St. Joseph, and all St. Joe's early. Griffin Bodat, nice play fake inside. He's actually coming around on the right side, and there powers in over the goal line. It was a 10-0 St. Joe lead. Then later in the third, 1st and 10 going the other way, and Jacob Lyle under pressure puts it up, and look at this pass, tipped and then picked off by Shane Jones. He makes a nice cut back there, and he takes it down the far sidelines, rumbling 50 yards deep into Kalamazoo Central territory. A little later, 3 minutes left in the half, and this is Jake Sremba. Somehow finds a hole, and he breaks away through the defense. This one covers 77 yards. St. Joe's shutting out Kalamazoo Central at the Big House, 26-0. Other scores also from the area. The Big House tomorrow. Again, East Kentwood, Farmington Hills, Harrison. That's a 4 p.m. game. Muskegon will meet Ann Arbor Pioneer. Maybe the best matchup in the state tomorrow. That's a 7 o'clock again at the Big House.
Out to Bob Perry Field, where the grill was firing on all cylinders, just like the Red Arrows. Lowell hosting Warren De La Salle. Second quarter, Nate Stevens takes the handoff, says, "Get off me," to a defender. Goes the distance, the 33-yard TD run, tied things at 13. Later in the second, the kickoff, deep to Connor Duma. And look at this. Takes it right through the gap, picture-perfect blocking, and he gone. Duma races 94 yards for the score. Red Arrows were out front 20-19 at that point. To the third, it's Stevens again on the run. Takes the handoff, spin move, that circle on the PlayStation control for you kids at home. He breaks the plane, Lowell the victors in this one, 36 19.
Big changes in Comstock Park this season. Tim Johnson taking over for the highly successful Mark Champion, who moved on to Sparta. Panthers entertaining the Wildcats of Northview. Comstock Park already up 7-zip. JoJo Whitley going to add to it. Carries that one in from 2 yards out. The lead was 14. Second quarter now, Comstock Park. That's sophomore quarterback Chase Brown. Connects over the middle. Pretty pass on the mark to Hunter Spence. He goes the rest of the way. 40 yards for the score. The lead was 20-3. 20-10 then Comstock Park. In the third, and it's Chase again, this time to Alex Riggs. 10-yard slant. Comstock Park knocking off Northview tonight, 34-17.
Let's go to Fremont as the Sparta Spartans traveled there. Sparta's defense showed up big in this one. We're going to give them some love. Ryan Oldenburg stuffs the run here. Big play from the defensive lineman. The very next play, QB rollout, scramble, and Logan Armock turns him into scrambled eggs. Sparta's defense showed up throughout the game, pitching the shutout, 39-zip.
To Holland now in a pair of games in Tulip City. Holland Christian, the Maroons playing host to the Sailors of South Christian in a crazy game, 14-0 Maroons. Holland Christian's Hayden Baker. Fletcher Hulst, however, steps in front, gets the pick, and helped turn things around a little bit for South Christian. Kept them at the game at the time. In the third quarter, then Andrew Hahn, South Christian, takes this one in from short range. It was 14-7. Now to the fourth. Mitch Anderson of Holland Christian gets a hands up and blocks that punt, and then that would help set up this. Hayden Baker, 4 yards for the score. It made it 20-7 Maroons. The Sailors, folks, came back with 3 unanswered touchdowns in the final 9 minutes. South over Holland Christian tonight, 28-20.
And the other Holland team in action, hosting Wyoming. We go to the first. Handoff goes to Enrique Baena, takes it to the house. The young man goes 58 yards for the score. It was 6-0 Wolves. Still in the first, Holland quarterback Isaac Castle airs it out to Brent Alberts. Makes the great grab. Look at that. Great concentration. The tip, gain of 30, and the drive would stall, however. Wyoming's next possession, and this time quarterback Jeremiah Purnell takes it himself in from 5 yards. It was 12-0 Wolves. Very next Wyoming possession, handoff to Donnie Buentello. Fights through defenders, takes it 17 yards for the score. Wyoming all over, 34-16.
10 West Michigan teams, 12 in all, taking part in the second annual Gridiron Classic at a pair of West Michigan universities. Highlights from the opening 4, including a big night for Brock Eller at the and also more coming up from Davenport after this.
Welcome back to the Football Frenzy. We'll kick off the second half with the second annual Gridiron Classic.
Davenport University and Grand Valley State University, soon to be D2 GLIAC rivals, hosting the 12-team event. GVSU tomorrow, Davenport tonight. Hopkins and Newaygo kicking off the classic doubleheader. Lions and Vikes in the opener. Second quarter, Hopkins, Nolan Smith, the give to Ryan Haveman, who walks in a big hole there, tied the game up at 6. Then in the third, check this out. Brock Eller will get the rock. Look at the patience. Wait for his block, waits for it, and then just gets a kick out from Mason Shadendorf. Whoa, that opens up a big hole, and Eller's going to take advantage of it. 64 yards down the far sidelines, celebrating along the way. They had a big lead. Newaygo fighting back. Long drive ends with this. 4th and goal from the 1. Cooper Heintzman punches it in, but on the ensuing kickoff, Brock Eller, up there at the top left of your screen, will take this one 80 yards for the score. Hopkins a winner tonight, 36-12.
Game number 10 on the Frenzy. Game number 2 at Davenport, Zeeland East and Saginaw Swan Valley. Second quarter, Swan Valley up 14-0, and Emmett Bowler does what he do best.
Ooh.
Trucking people over. 54 yards, putting the Vikings up 21-0. And then we'll stay in the second quarter, 21-6 Swan Valley. But Keegan Ensing connects with Trevor Terhart down the middle. A 63-yard touchdown cut the deficit to 21-12. To the third quarter, Zeeland East still trailing, only 21-20. Ensing runs it up the middle himself, barely touched. This run would put the Chicks up 26-21. They score 39 unanswered in this one, folks, and take it 39-21.
Now the Classic moves from Davenport to Grand Valley tomorrow. 7 more West Michigan teams in action. Orchard View and Montague kick it off at 10:30 a.m. Allendale and Unity Christian at 1:30. Followed by Coopersville and Fruitport at 4:30, and then Caledonia facing Fenton in the finale. That one's at 7:30 at GVSU. A SMAC Conference East-West crossover tonight in Matawan. The Wildcats tangling with the Mustangs of Portage Central. First quarter, and the Stangs on the board. Austin Duff to Theo Kaiser. And boy, breaks tackles along the way to the right side and walks in for the score, 27 yards. It was 7-0 Portage Central. Portage Central's next possession, Duff on the handoff, this time to Elliott Ryan, and he finds a seam, and he is gone. This one goes 90 yards to make it 14-0. And then later in the second, well, it's Kaiser again. This one will cover 9 yards up the middle. Huge hole, powers in there at the goal line. That made it 28-0. Elliott would add another from 7 yards out. Portage Central shuts out Matawan 35-0.
Game number 12, Ravenna taking on Kent City. And we'll go to the second quarter. Brandon Mills breaks through the tackle here. Look at that. That's amazing. 46 yards later. He didn't get touched after that, just so you're aware. 8-0 Ravenna. Third quarter. Ravenna up 14-0. Cameron Hassanier runs up the middle for the 6-yard score. Final tonight, Ravenna 28-8.
Game number 13 takes us to the sidelines in Wyoming. Incredible game. Rockets of Kellogg'sville, Vikings of Whitehall. Whitehall up 42-34 in the fourth. Alex Guzman looking for and finding Demarion Smith. That covers 17 yards. Cut the lead to 42-41. Same score, K-ville again. Here come the Rockets. Guzman finds Josh Van Dalsen, and this one will go 76 yards for the score. Suddenly, Kellogg'sville had a 47-42 lead. 53 seconds to play in regulation. Whitehall with a chance. Casey Heisinger, and he's going to find Luke Evans all alone. He just gets over the line. 9 yards. It was 50-47 Whitehall. 24 seconds left. Kellogg'sville, another chance. Guzman looking for Justin Brown, or it's picked off instead by Justin Brown. Whitehall holds on, outlasting Kellogg'sville 50-47.
Man, that's a tough one to follow, but the fans were going crazy for Shelby at Grant. Tigers here with the end around as they piled it on. 49 straight points to start the game, and they gave up one touchdown later. It was 49-6 the final, though. Shelby romps.
Back in Wyoming, the Lee Rebels opening at home against the Bison of New Buffalo, and this one belonged to the visitors. Andrew Coffin, their scores, calls his own number. Add the two, New Buffalo had an 8-0 lead. Same score in the second. Jonathan Cluster, and this time he breaks free on the right side into the secondary and just gets there. 51 yards for the score, made it 16-0, and then Cluster would do it again moments later from 33 yards out. Lee going on, New Buffalo, shutting out Lee tonight, 34-0. Still ahead, we'll wrap up this edition of the Frenzy and take you out to the Diamond. Could the Tigers get even closer to the Indians? That and more straight ahead. Welcome back to the Frenzy. Baseball now. After picking up 3 games on the Indians in 3 days, Tigers returning home to host the Angels. That guy, Jose Iglesias, expected to be activated tomorrow. They were down 1-0 in the 6th. J.D. Martinez, base hit left center. Victor Martinez scores. We had a 1-1 game. Then the red-hot Justin Upton does it again. This one deep down the line and left. Boy, he's on fire. A 2-run bomb made it 3-1, his 17th. And then in the 7th, Cameron Maben adding another. This is a solo shot. Tigers make it 5 straight. They double up the Angels. Final is 4-2 tonight.
Well, they would need some help from the Texas Rangers, who shut out the Cleveland Indians last night, so they were looking for a similar result tonight. Top 6, Abraham Almonte sends a drive to the gap and left, past a diving Ian Desmond. He actually wasn't even that close if you saw that highlight. Goes all the way to the wall, 2 runs cross the plate. It was 5-zip Tribe. Then later in the inning, Roberto Perez cleans up the guys on the bases. That was Almonte, who knocked in 2, and the Indians cruise past the Rangers, 12-1.
Back to football. Holland native Kirk Cousins and the Washington Redskins hosting the Bills in their regular season dress rehearsal, and another good night for Cousins. 12 of 23 for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. First there to Ryan Grant, who did most of the work on the 38-yard catch and carry, and then later Kirk near side for his favorite target. That's Jordan Reed. Redskins at last word leading the Bills 21-16 late in our nation's capital.
Meanwhile, it was a travel day for the Detroit Lions. They wrapped up practice for their dress rehearsal on Thursday. The Lions will meet the Ravens Saturday night in Baltimore. Kickoff is scheduled for just after 7 p.m.
And NASCAR back in Michigan this week, qualifying today at MIS. Joey Logano right there grabbing the pole for Sunday's running of the Pure Michigan 400. at a lap average speed of more than 201 miles per hour today. It's the third time Logano has won the pole at Michigan. Jimmy Johnson, that gentleman right there, was second. He will join him on the front row, not very far behind, also at better than 201 miles per hour. Again, the race in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan, coming up on Sunday at MIS, the Pure Michigan 400. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We appreciate you being with us for the last couple of days. Plenty more football coming up on Saturday. A couple games at the Big House, big games too.
Gridiron Classic at Lubber Stadium in Allendale, and the Battle at the Big House tomorrow.
A lot of people looking forward to that Muskegon Ann Arbor Pioneer game down right across the street from Ann Arbor Pioneer at the Big House. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you back here next week on The Frenzy. Jack Dole's back as well. We begin on Thursday again next week. Have yourself a great night. Talk to you soon. Enjoy the weekend, folks.